Call, please.
Commissioner Decker?
Here.
Densberger?
Here.
Jeffers?
Here.
Call?
Here.
Mayor Mingus?
Here.
All present, Your Honor.
Thank you. Please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the pledge. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this wonderful day. Please be with us. There are 9 individuals who are running for office. Not all of them are going to be elected tonight, Lord, and we pray that the ones who are see it as your will. The ones who aren't, that they look at it as far as you have another assignment for them more important than being on the city council. Please be with each candidate, give them power, give them grace, give them peace. Please be with our city and give them grace, power, and peace. In your precious name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approve the minutes, please.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the minutes of the regular meeting held on March 19, 2019, and the minutes of the public hearing held on March 19, 2019 be approved as printed.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Densberger. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Thank you.
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
All present, voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you. Any communications for tonight?
No communications, Your Honor.
No communications? No, that's different. Comments from the audience? Anybody want to speak to the council on an agenda item? Come forward. Please come forward, sir.
My name is Mr. Udo Dreyer, 221 Twin Oaks Court. I'd like to see an end to burning leaves, as what's going on in Twin Oaks Court, Hawthorne, on the other side of the street, all March long. Last Thursday, we had 4 yards on fire. I live on 21. I helped the guy on 18 with the garden hose. I'm glad these guys didn't come in. I don't know what cost it to have to pay for the fire there. I mean, it's totally ridiculous. Why don't we just quit, forget about it? Rake the leaf, grind them up, forget about it. This burning already in March. Now comes April, you can't open the windows. I can just see it when it gets going.
Thank you,
Thank
sir. You have people who agree with you.
Well, it's totally crazy.
Thank you.
I got a yard, I grind mine up. I buy 2 tons of dirt, mix it up. I have always dirt for something.
Thank you, sir, very much. Don?
Thank you.
I'll make it 5 years, so I stand up here and say the same thing. When are we going to stop burning? You know, they've been burning now for 2 weeks, and it didn't even start until yesterday. And I called, nobody showed up. You know, Dan, he actually had to go talk to an officer. Then they came out, and then they couldn't find the fire. So, you know, once again, we really need to ban this. It's going to get really bad this year. They said they've been burning for 2 weeks already. And it's just something we need to really think about how to do it.
Don't disagree with you at all. Thank you. All right. We have a consent agenda. There were no objections. Commissioner Densberger.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, I move to adopt a consent agenda consisting of items numbered 1 through 3 as listed on the agenda for this meeting to be considered by omnibus vote.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Call. Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
All present, voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Therefore, Mr. Mayor, I move you that items numbered 1 through 3 listed on the consent agenda be hereby approved and adopted. The items numbered 2 and 3, having been read once by their title and having laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection, be adopted as presented.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Call. Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers? Aye. Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
All present, voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I've got quite a stack here, Your Honor, so
You do.
I'll try to get through it fairly quickly here. Mr. Mayor, I move you that ordinance number 4430, hereto attach an annual appropriation ordinance for the City of East Peoria, Illinois for the fiscal year from the first day of May AD 2019 to the last day of April AD 2020, having been read once by its title and having laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection, be adopted as presented.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Call.
Thank you, Commissioner. Again, this is the appropriation ordinance that basically sets some spending limits beyond the budget.
Other discussion, please?
Mayor, as I did last time, I'm going to vote no. Not that I disagree with the budget, but I think that we have time to pass it. New council's coming in. I think they should have an opportunity to look at it and make choices for the budget that they're going to work under.
Understand. Anybody else? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Decker?
No.
Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
4 ayes and 1 no, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Next, Your Honor, this item is the budget itself, Resolution 1819-133. Be it resolved by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Illinois, that resolution number 1819-133, hereto attached, a resolution to approve the working cash budget for the fiscal year from the first day of May AD 2019 to the last day of April AD 2020, be hereby approved, and that this resolution number 1819-133, having been run once by its title, having laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection, be adopted as presented.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Call.
He's getting choked up.
You okay, Gary?
Your Honor, we had 5 weeks of hearings to develop this budget. It is balanced. It addresses many of the needs that the city has, certainly not all of them. We're able to appropriate over $1.2 million for streets, which I think is a vast improvement over what we've done the last few years. It's not enough, but it's what we can afford to do. And I think it represents a budget that allows the city to live within its means.
Other discussion, please? Roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
No.
Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
4 ayes and 1 no, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Next, Your Honor, Mr. Mayor, I move you that ordinance number 4429, hereto attach an ordinance providing for the transfer of certain property comprising a portion of our park, transferring property to Fond du Lac Park District, having been read once by its title, having laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection, be adopted as presented.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Decker?
Thank you, Commissioner. Your Honor, this is some property that, as I said, the city owns it. It's adjacent to our park. The Park District has maintained it for years, and it's actually better used by them.
Other discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
All present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Next, Your Honor, Resolution 1819-137. Be it resolved by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Illinois, that resolution number 1819-137, hereto attached, a resolution regarding reinsurance carrier for the city's group health insurance plan, approving reinsurance coverage contract with Excess Risk Reinsurance, Inc. for 2019-2020 fiscal year, be hereby approved, and that this resolution number 1819-137, having been read once by its title, having laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection, be adopted as presented.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Call.
Thank you, Commissioner. As stated a few weeks ago when this item came up, the reinsurance is basically a catastrophic insurance policy that backs up the city's self-insured plan.
Other discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
All present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Another second reading, Your Honor. Resolution 1819-138. Be it resolved by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Illinois, that resolution number 1819-138, hereto attached, a resolution, excuse me, a resolution regarding renewal of group term life insurance policy for city employees with Standard Insurance Company, be hereby approved, and that this resolution number 1819-138, having been read once by its title, having laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection, be adopted as presented.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Call.
Thank you, Commissioner. Again, this is a benefit due to city staff, and this is the annual provision for it.
Other discussion?
Mayor, with this and a few items tonight, I'm not going to say it each time, but with my employment, I always err on the side of caution after speaking with the attorney as well. I'm going to abstain on this one and a few others tonight that could have some bearing on my personal benefits.
Understand. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Decker?
Abstain.
Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
I have 4 ayes and 1 abstention, Your Honor.
Thank you very much.
Next, Your Honor, resolution number 1819-139. Be it resolved by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Illinois, that resolution number 1819-139, hereto attached, a resolution approving a contract with Optimum Health Solutions for assisting with the Employee Wellness Program, be hereby approved, and that this resolution number 1819-139, having been read once by its title, and having laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection, be adopted as presented.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Call.
Thank you, Commissioner Call. Another benefit that city staff may take advantage of, the wellness program is a good idea. It keeps, helps to hopefully keep our city staff and employees healthier and help reduce insurance costs as well.
Other discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Decker?
Abstain.
Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
4 ayes and 1 abstention, Your Honor.
Thank you very much.
Next, Your Honor, resolution 1819-149. Be it resolved by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Illinois, that resolution number 1819-149, hereto attached, a resolution regarding revisions to the city's group health insurance plan, effective May 1, 2019, be approved, and that this resolution number 1819-149 be accepted on its first reading, as read by its title, and be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Call.
Thank you, Commissioner. There's one substantive change in here, which was mandated by change in state law, which has to do with coverage for fertility preservation services provided to staff if needed.
Other discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Decker?
Abstain.
Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
All present voting, or 4 ayes and 1 abstention, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Next, Your Honor, resolution 1819-150. Be it resolved by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Illinois, that resolution number 1819-150, hereto attached, a resolution regarding the prescription drug benefit manager for the city's group health insurance plan be approved, and that this resolution number 1819-149 be accepted on its first reading, as read by its title, and be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Call.
Thank you, Commissioner. And this is simply another piece of the benefit package for city staff and employees, be administered for a 1-year contract only by MedTrack Services, LLC.
Other discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
I have all present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Next, Your Honor, resolution 1819-151. Be it resolved by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Illinois, that resolution number 1819-151, hereto attached, a resolution regarding employee contribution rates for the city's group health insurance plan be approved, and that this resolution number 1819-151 be accepted on its first reading, as read by its title, and be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Call.
Thank you, Commissioner. The rates are going up this year. I can tell you from a personal perspective, I found out very recently how expensive health insurance can be, having just retired. As an example of the increase, 2018 rates for an individual on the PPO plan were $136.92. They're going to $166 $1,268 per month, so a substantial increase. Again, this plan is administered by an insurance committee made up of staff from all city departments and administration. I would encourage, I brought this up some years ago, most companies these days, if a covered spouse has insurance available through their employer, they are encouraged to take it. If they choose to be insured by the city or an employer when this other coverage is available, that the city may want to consider charging an additional fee for that insurance to encourage them to take insurance with where it is offered by their employer.
Other discussion?
That is something for the next council.
That's right. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Decker?
Abstain.
Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
4 ayes and 1 abstention, Your Honor.
Thank you very much.
Next, Your Honor, Resolution 1819-145. Be it resolved by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Illinois, that Resolution number 1819-145 hereto attached, a resolution to approve the salaries, wages, and employee benefits for certain non-union employees of the City of East Peoria for the fiscal year beginning May 1, 2019, and ending April 30, 2020, be approved. And that this resolution number 1819-145 be accepted on its first reading, is read by its title, and be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Call.
Thank you, Commissioner. What this provides for all what I will refer to as non-represented staff is a 1.75 salary increase on average across the board. There is an additional provision for $20,000 to be spread among deserving staff for merit increase based on their job classification and performance.
Other discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Decker?
Abstain.
Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
4 ayes and 1 abstention, Your
Thank
Honor.
you very much.
Getting close, Your Honor.
You're getting there.
Mr. Mayor, I move you that ordinance number 4431, hereto attached, an ordinance amending the City of East Peoria Personnel Policy Manual, be accepted on its first reading, is read by its title, and be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Call.
Thank you, Commissioner. A few of the changes that are outlined, Your Honor, there is a provision clarifying that personnel email accounts must not be used for city business. A new expense reimbursement policy to align with the recent revision of the Illinois Wage Payment and Collection Act regarding payment of city-related expenses incurred by an employee. Other revisions are in this ordinance address technical updates for consistency. There is a further item to clarify who is considered an immediate family member under the sick leave policy. Also to clarify that an employee must maintain any certifications required for the employee's position. Also to clarifies an employee's obligation to report workplace violence and bullying when known or witnessed by an employee. And also to clarify the residence requirement. And finally, to clarify that an employee should not be posting on social media during their workday.
Pretty simple.
All pretty straightforward, Your Honor, and address some things that should not be happening in the workplace and to encourage good behavior by all.
Other discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Decker?
Abstain.
Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
4 ayes and 1 abstention, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Resolution number 1819-146. Be it resolved by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Illinois, that resolution number 1819-146 hereto attached, a resolution approving the purchase of firewall equipment for the city's computer and information technology network be approved, and that this resolution number 1819-146 be accepted on its first reading, is read by its title, and be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Call.
Thank you, Commissioner. Your Honor, given today's environment of IT misbehavior and hacking and phishing schemes and things that put data and information at risk, it's only prudent that the city upgrade our firewall to respond to that.
Other discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
All present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you.
My final item, Your Honor.
You're going to buy something.
I'm not, but somebody is.
Somebody is.
Mr. McCarty. Resolution number 1819-143. Be it resolved by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Illinois, that resolution number 1819-143, hereto attached, a resolution authorizing the purchase of a new 2018 Ford F-150 4x4 pickup truck for the Tourism and Special Events Department from Morrow Brothers, Inc., in the amount of $28,980 be approved, and that this resolution number 1819-143 be accepted on its first reading, is read by its title, and be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Decker.
Thank you, Commissioner. When I was contacted about this a couple weeks ago, the vehicle is obviously needed for the crews up at Eastside, and there is money remaining in the Eastside budget to cover the purchase in this budget year, so I recommended to them that you buy it while he has the chance.
That's right. Strike while it's hot. Other discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Thank you.
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
All present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you, and thank you, Commissioner Densberger.
I think that was quite enough, Your Honor.
That's quite enough.
Your Honor,
Commissioner Decker.
I have, did we get 139? Resolution 139?
What did I miss?
We did.
We did.
You did?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, seconded by call. So, okay, thank you, Commissioner Decker.
I have 3 items, Mayor. First of all, resolution number 1819-142, be it resolved by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Illinois, the resolution number 1819-142, hereto attached, a resolution authorizing the purchase of 624 96-gallon wheeled carts from Waste Crip LLC at a cost of $33,442.55 for the Public Works Solid Waste Recycling Program be approved. And that this resolution, number 1819-142, be accepted on its first reading, is read by its title, and be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Jeffers.
Thank you, Commissioner Jeffers. This is we're getting close to the point in which we are going to only wheeled carts being picked up. We expect that quite a few more will be purchased. We're having more purchases all the time. So this is kind of in, I guess, preparation for that. Dennis told me a little while ago that from the point of the second reading of this, it should take 3 to 4 weeks, I believe, to get these in. So we are hoping by the end of May that they'll be in. Dennis, do you have anything else?
Yeah, when we got this quote, we had 300 left in stock. So we're still moving through about 30 or so a week, depending on what week, and we expect that we're going to get quite an influx in May and June as we get closer to the recycling mandatory toter date. So just need to make sure we have enough to continue to be able to get them to our residents as they need them.
Very good.
Here's my concern, quite honestly. A number of senior citizens are opting out of the program because the 96-gallon toter is too big and it takes up too much space. I have a level of concern buying 624 more if we're still at 300 now, so I'm not going to support it. Be different if we were buying different sizes.
Well, I think we all agree if we were confident that our truck wouldn't swallow the smaller toters, with I guess the arm grabs a hold of it, when it dumps it in, there's a large risk of it, I guess, slipping out So we don't tell people they can't have the smaller ones. It's just a fear that if they do have those, they'll lose them in the truck. We can't each time get up and pull one out or provide a replacement. So I understand that, and I agree if we could be confident that didn't happen, I think I'd support buying those instead. If I'm not mistaken, these also can be just switched the lids and still sold as garbage as well. Is that true?
Yeah, that is correct. Last July, we ordered a little over 3,000. We've sold 2,700 of those at this point in time. So in 1 year's time between garbage and recycling, we've sold 2,700 toters. So I expect we're going to be doing this a couple of more times. We're just starting to order 1 truckload at a time rather than the initial 5 truckloads we started with.
I will say, Commissioner, I wish there was a way we could do it and I guess purchase at your own risk type of thing, because I have some friends as well. Those large toters are so big that when they push them, especially if you have much in there at all with glass, they can become a hazard if you're pushing on ice or anything else. So I encourage people, if they want to get the smaller ones, to go ahead. The only problem is we can't be expected to replace them if they go into the truck. So that's something I understand. I don't know if there is a good solution. I'm open to it if we have one. So I don't know. As we look, maybe future truck purchases that we buy, we can take that into consideration to see if there's a better product or an upgrade that would allow us, I get a little bit better grasp, maybe.
Other discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
No.
Mayor Migas?
Aye.
I have 4 ayes and 1 no, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Next, Mayor, I have resolution number 1819-141. Be it resolved by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Illinois, the resolution number 1819-141, hereto attached, a resolution approving a proposal from Hare Construction Incorporated to slip line storm sewer main in the vicinity of 219 Briarbrook Drive in the City of East Peoria be approved. And this resolution number 1819-141 be accepted on its first reading as read by its title, be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Call.
Thank you, Commissioner Call. Usually, we have quite a few slip lining jobs scheduled, and we do them all at once. We're kind of at the end of that season. We do have this one come up. Dennis, let you say a bit more about this.
This particular storm sewer line runs from a storm inlet on each side of the street, and then it cuts down between 2 houses and goes back to the wood line in the rear. Obviously, trying to get between 2 houses with conventional equipment would make a big mess and be an issue. So before this gets any farther degraded than what it is, we're slip lining it to be able to get it put back to a full contact piece of pipe.
Thank you. Slip lining is something that has saved us an enormous amount of money over the years. The ability to take the existing line, which may be wore out, but provide life to it, I guess, for quite a few more years instead of just digging it up and replacing. So happy to do it. Usually we like to do like larger resolutions to do more.
Just a quick comment. In the same area, we did that as such for the wastewater sewer line, a large slip lining area there by Chute School, Harris Road, in that area. And I'm anxious to see how things are working, because it was a nice sized job. We had a problem there, and I know the slip lining was designed, and also let us cut the price in about half by having it scaled up to be a larger job. So this is a nice area, that neighborhood. We have the wastewater, we have the stormwater, and it should be ready to go for a long time.
Thank you. Other discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Migas?
Aye.
I have all present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Finally, Mayor, resolution number 1819-144. Be it resolved by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Illinois, the resolution number 1819-144 hereto attached. A resolution approving the 2019 street maintenance program contracts for seal coating, heat scarification, spray patching, GSB 99 polymer emulsion, work, overlay, and engineering services associated with said program be approved, and that this resolution number 1819-144 be accepted on its first reading as read by its title, be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Call.
Thank you, Commissioner Call. We're going to do as much as we can this year with street maintenance. If we are able to find more money, I know Commissioner Densberger a few weeks ago talked about a reevaluation of the budget as the year goes forward to see if we can pull more money for street maintenance. The contractors have always been good at I don't know, living by the bid that they have given us in the beginning, and a lot of times just add work to that. So hopefully, if we are able to find more money, we'll be able to do that as well. As far as street maintenance goes in general, it's never enough. We'd all like to do more. I do think the budget in East Peoria is going to look better and better. As I've talked about the last few years, whether it be, especially with like pension costs, I think I'm really hopeful, anyway, there are going to be some changes made at the state level which will provide us more money for some of these needed street repairs. So I guess let's all keep our fingers crossed. But we'll do as much as we can this year and hopefully fix those areas that are needed.
Go ahead.
Just a quick question. I know Patrick's in the audience. When we went through that, I think it was a working session when he laid out a presentation. Are we going to post a list of the streets that
we could?
I just had a few people ask, and I know in the past we've always had a list, and I don't know where that's at or when people can expect to see a list.
I'll let Pat talk as well. There is a list that it's like a triage.
Right.
You know, is what we take the worst streets. So nothing is done by politics. It's just done by what streets need to be done. Having said that, that's not 100% because, for instance, Highview, Springfield, Centennial, Grange, those are all some of the worst streets, right. But to fix them would take all of the street money. So I'm not, like, if you live in an area that has a worse street than what we are fixing, doesn't necessarily mean that we don't believe it's a worse street. It just means that to fix that would take everything. And so that's kind of the balancing act, trying to figure out what to do and which streets to maintain with the money that we have. As far as a concrete list, a lot of it has to do with what the bids are going to come back. Am I right, Pat? You want to jump up, and I don't know if you want to add to it. What the contractors are going to come forward with, because that's why we try to go out early, to try to, I guess, get the contractors while they're hungry, so we can get the best price, so we can add in as many streets as possible. Go ahead, Pat.
Yep. So we do have a general list that we're working off of, that the contractors did bid off of. That's what's in front of you tonight, is their bids for those streets. And like Dan said, we try to stretch that as far as we can go. We do have that list, and we can provide that.
Okay, it'd be helpful just to give people an idea.
Sure.
So they're not calling everybody.
I don't know whether next meeting or maybe when we get some of the bids back from the contractors, we can post a firm list then and say, hey, this is what's going to happen, and maybe we can try to get some sort of schedule the best we can.
Okay.
Yep. Typically, there's going to be 4 sections of work to be done. Spray patching is the first section. That usually occurs sometime here in the spring. In fact, we're going to be doing some of that next week, I believe. The second section is heat scarification, and then that usually occurs in June, July. Seal coating, July, August, and then the last with the oil on top of the seal coating to hold it in place. That's the GSB. That usually is August, September.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks, Pat.
Thank you. Other discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
All present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you very much.
That's all I have right now.
Thank you, Commissioner Decker. Commissioner Jeffers
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
and Commissioner Call.
Nothing, sir.
Thank you both. Anybody in the audience want to speak to the council on a non-agenda item, come forward. Bob, come forward, please.
Well, I guess the same.
Whatever it is, we'll listen to you, Bob.
$28,000 you're going to spend for a new pickup truck, four-wheel drive. Now, just how many people that's coming in here on tourism are you going to haul around in that truck?
It's for work to be performed by the crews that up at East Side and do the special events down here. Doug, you can probably speak to it better.
It's all the work that's down here, all the city-owned property here. We have about 60-some sites that are city-owned properties within the city that we take care of. There's probably a dozen to 15 special events outside of the sports at Eastside, Festival of Lights, all that's into this department.
Okay, so by putting it in this tourism part, you can siphon money off the tourism, but if you put it in scheduled maintenance, you can't buy the truck, is that it? Because at Eastside, there's 2 pickup trucks up there with dumps in them.
I'll agree with you.
That
I can agree with you. If it was 15 years ago and we just had Eastside on a little island, we would need 1 pickup truck.
His department's responsible for way more than just Eastside, Bob.
It's just, everybody assumes it's just Eastside.
Okay, well, all that was mentioned was Eastside, okay?
Yeah.
And there's trucks sitting up there that don't move.
And that's just where
I go
that's
there
where we
every day and
start.
walk, I know.
That's where we start the day, and then crews are dispersed.
All right. And as far as these tanks, Mr. Decker, I called down there. I got 3 of these 96-gallon ones, okay? And I asked about getting a lid, a blue lid to change out. I was informed that can't be done. So now, is this a new batch that is going to have replaceable lids? Because God knows there's all kinds of them big toters around town that the lids are ripped off of, and then you get to come through behind them and drive through the garbage.
I'll let Dennis talk a little bit better, but I believe that the ones we're buying now are different than the ones that we purchased for the garbage. So,
Okay.
Dennis, I'll let you want to say something wrong.
Those do have replaceable lids. As a matter of fact, we changed the lid from a black lid to a blue lid, depending on whether it's a recycling toter or whether it's a garbage toter that's purchased. So we do have those in our office. We just haven't had anybody call about needing to buy an extra lid. If somebody calls and says, hey, my lid got ripped off, we're going to send a truck out to fix that lid, change that lid out, and repair it.
Well, I got a can of spray paint. It ain't that I can't spray the thing. I just called and thought, well, if I could get a replacement lid that was blue, I would do that. Then I would have another lid in case it got ripped off, or, you know, I don't mean stolen, I mean
Why don't you see me after, and I'll get your information, and I'll get together with you.
Now, these are old toters. I've had them a long time, so maybe
well, the old ones I won't be able to do anything with other than what I have in the garage.
That's what I was told, but that's why I brought this up. It wasn't that I was saying that I've been storied to. I just was wondering what was going on, okay?
We do have some of the previous toters that have been purchased over the years. We do have some replacement lids. In that situation, if your toter is under the 10-year warranty and our truck rips the lid off, we come out and we'll replace the lid. If we don't have a lid to replace it, we'll replace the toter.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, mine's still under the guarantee or not, you know, but, okay.
Thank you, Tom. Anybody else? Go right ahead, Rachel.
With all the street stuff that we're talking, totally reminded me, who would we need to talk to about cleaning out the storm drains in Richland? Like last spring when it rains a lot, Sanford, the whole length of it is completely underwater. Cass in Chicago, there's just a lot of areas that when we get a heavy rain are starting to flood where they haven't. And I have been told it's because the drains are not cleaned. Is that part of streets, or who do we get to come down there? Because spring is here finally, and you know we got rain coming. And
Yeah, we find that this time of year we have a lot of these calls. With the rain starting, you know, obviously fall occurred, all the leaves fell, and they are now, they become hazards when it rains, they get pushed out into the streets and now clog our drains. I've actually, while working at times, see one of those that are clogged and take what we have, pipe poles, and clean it out, just because it can be very dangerous if people are driving at relatively high speeds and hit one of those huge puddles. So I see Dennis taking notes. We'll have someone come down there and take a look. We do maintain those, yes.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you, Rachel, very much. Anybody else? Okay. Last chance. Comments from the council. I have something I want to read. Will just hand it to me, if I may. With my retirement from CEFCU, my wife Jana and I have chosen to begin a new chapter in our lives and are relocating to spend more time with family. Therefore, I must submit my resignation from my position as Commissioner of Accounts and Finance effective today. I have very much enjoyed serving the citizens of East Peoria as a member of the City Council and sincerely wish this community continued success. Together, we have accomplished much and brought significant change to our city. While not always easy, I believe it has been positive and for the long-term benefit of our citizens. Gary R. Densberger. We accept this with regret.
That is dated for Friday, Your Honor. You have me told that.
Do we want them that long, folks? Yeah, we do. I want to get that out because I think comments from the council will certainly be coming your way. And Gary's a very humble guy. He said no fanfare, no comments, but his wife told him to lighten up a little bit. We need our wives to do that, so. Commissioner Decker.
Yeah, the only thing I want to talk about is Gary. Gary, I appreciate spending time. I've learned a lot from you. 12 years I've been on the council with you, and you had come from the school board. I learned a lot about the school board and how that worked. A couple things I could always count on from Gary, and that was the truth. I don't know, he's never lied to me. He's always been honest with me. He's always had integrity. And he's someone who you can trust that if you have something to say, you can say it to him, and you know that it's not going to go someplace else. I've really appreciated working with you. You've done a great job. You are you're a good golfer.
Good shot, too.
But yeah, that's what I was going to say. He's a better shooter than he is a golfer. I've enjoyed being with him outside of the council as well. As I started working, I could never foresee the future like, I'm going to retire someday. But as I start racing toward it, it's coming closer and closer. Now, looking at Gary, I can imagine what a life change this is. I'm happy for you that you're being able to go to a place that you want to go to. Hopefully, you get to golf a lot. Hopefully, that you get to shoot a lot and have a great time with your family.
Thank you. We're going to skip, Commissioner, for right now.
I'll go last, Your Honor.
You will go last. Commissioner Jeffers.
I've known Gary since junior high school. That goes back a long time. And of course, through high school, and then we crossed paths with girls softball here in East Peoria, coached together, and our daughters intertwined with life here as you would in a neighborhood, in a community like East Peoria. And then we had sports together with our daughter and his daughters through high school. And so there's that, that overlap that we've had. And if you're a track parent or a cross-country parent or those kind of things, you're kind of in a limited number of people. You're very much, it's not a big spectator sport, a lot of these things, and so you're out there together and get to know each other pretty well. But I know in 2007, when I had the opportunity to be elected with Gary and Dan, and as Mayor Mingus became mayor then, I know one thing, and I'll let Gary make his comment on it if he chooses, but I know one thing that I felt good about working with Gary, I know he was a proponent of this back in his days on the school board, was where East Peoria stepped up, and this was in place, and the framework was there before we took office in 2007, but the sales tax capital fund, which is there, allowed the school district to 86 to reconstruct and have brand new junior high, and the high school also had a significant addition. I think we're one of two cities in the state that has done that. In sharing, I know there's some different ones that don't like that, but I think it was a good decision we made as a city, and we have the school here. And I know one thing he told me at the time, and he told, this was a public statement we made, the state of Illinois had languished 12 years from the time they had committed the funds to build the junior high till the time it was actually built. And so it's like the kids that were in first grade were all the way through high school before it ever got through. And that was just the red tape and the lack of state attention to their commitments. And so by working together as a city and as a community, it happened. And I think it's sitting over there. Every time I drive by it, I think of that, and I think the community can feel very good about it. But Gary, I wish you well. This retirement thing, you'll adjust real well to that. And I know your wife will, Jana will. And as you, this is the next season of life. Retirement doesn't mean you quit. It's just the next season of life. And we pray that you're for health and fun times and great family times, and just look, enjoy baseball season too. As a loyal fan.
It's the White Sox, isn't it, Gary?
Red Sox.
Red Sox. He and I share the love of the Red Sox.
The 2020 world champion, Red Sox.
Oh, that was good.
Anyway,
that was good.
I could say more, but Gary, it's been my pleasure to serve with you in as many ways in the last 12 years here as a city and working together for our community. Working on the school board, you've been in public service for a lot of years, and I appreciate that very much.
Thank you.
Commissioner Call.
Gary, my friend, I've known Gary for a number of years and personal friends, and you know, I appreciate the 12 years of service, and I like to share this with people. If anyone doesn't notice, through his 12 years on this council, everyone's got opinions. We all have them. They're like, you know what? But the one person that very rarely shares his personal opinion on various topics other than describing what that agenda item is Gary. And usually when he pops off, it's meaningful, and there's a lot of merit behind what he says. And for that, I greatly appreciate, you know, how you've served this community in that regard. You're a stand-up guy. Have a lot of respect for you. Gonna miss you, but I tell you what, I thank Jana as well for 12 years allowing you to serve up here. And I know what that takes as a married individual. It takes family to support you doing that. So I greatly appreciate everything you've done. I wish you well in the next chapter. I know you guys are excited. We'll miss you dearly, but we'll see you when you come back. So best of luck, sir.
Thank you. Gary, I love you, brother. You've been a sounding board for me on so many different circumstances, so many different things, personal and otherwise, and you're the voice of reason, voice of common sense, honest. People don't realize it. Financially, we've been without a city administrator several occasions here through budgets, and you managed, even though you're working full-time, to pull us through that, and you should be really committed. And the other area a lot of people don't realize is that you chase after a lot of people, bring in tens of thousands of dollars. No,
We've collected a little bit,
it
yes.
is true that there's some people that don't like you out there because of that. But you know what? You looked after the best interest of the city, regardless of personal, sometimes personal discomfort. Sometimes it wasn't easy, and I'm very grateful to you for looking at the city and sacrificing for that. And Jana, thank you so much for allowing him to be with us and supportive and all the great things you do, and words can't say it, really. So thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your turn.
You know, 12 years on the city council, 10 on the school board before that. Many years ago when Jan and I had kids and they started in school, we both sort of made the decision that if our kids were involved in something, we would get involved and do our part to get back a little bit. And we did that. My wife did it with, you know, Girl Scouts and school activities and all that sort of things. And I coached, and for some reason, at one point, I thought it'd be a good idea to run for the school board. Why, I have no idea. But 10 years on the school board, we were able to achieve some things. I ran for council, and we were able to finish that. I still believe that that school project and the revenue that the city shares with the schools is perhaps the best thing we've done.
Absolutely.
Bass Pro, Levy District, all of that aside, I believe that is the most essential thing that we've accomplished. A lot of great things have happened. We've accomplished a great deal. Perhaps we weren't always right, but we tried to do what was for the best of the community. And I think we've met with substantial success. And I'm proud of where East Peoria has come and where we are today. There's a good future for the city, as long as everyone's careful moving forward. We've got some great staff and that have been a pleasure to work with. Thank you very much for your support and your help over the years. I couldn't have, and these gentlemen couldn't have done it without you. I've retired from SEFCU after 41 years. My wife and I have decided to take advantage of an opportunity and move on to a new adventure in our life, which we're both excited about, but there's a lot of good people that we're going to miss, but we will be back from time to time. So, Jana, careful what you ask for, because now I'm around all the time. So,
Please.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Please take your name tag, and when you look at it, realize, Gary, you made a difference. Not everybody can say that.
Thank you, Dave.
Do you have something you want to say, Rick? Sorry, I asked.
Oh, geez, Dave, I want to get out of here.
No, we're quick. No, the schools, the community, the businesses and everything owe you a great deal. Without you, your leadership, and the other council members, but Gary was instrumental in all of these things from day one. We wouldn't be where we are. So tip of the cap to you, and best of luck to you and Jana. And again, we wouldn't be where we were without you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, is there a motion to adjourn, please?
Mr. Mayor, I move that we adjourn until Tuesday evening, April 16th, 2019 at 6 p.m.
Second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Call. Roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Densberger?
Aye.
Jeffers?
Aye.
Call?
Aye.
Mayor Mingus?
Aye.
All present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you very much.